Liberal Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa Price has refused to apologise for comments she made last week about migrants and has failed to endorse leader Sussan Ley. In a relatively brief press conference, Senator Nampijinpa Price insisted that mass migration is of great concern. For more, I'm joined by political reporter Stephanie Boris. Hi there, Steffi. So tell us about this press conference.
Well, this all, Ros, stems from comments last week that the Senator made here on the ABC suggesting that Labor was bringing in a number of Indian migrants because they voted Labor. These comments came just days after anti-migration rallies were held across the country. Some of them were at the time specifically targeting Indian communities, and it came at a time when most politicians on both sides were trying to turn the heat down on debates around migration. Instead, we heard these comments from the Senator. She was encouraged to apologise. Instead, she sought to clarify, saying she wasn't trying to offend the Indian community. And there has been growing pressure on her, though, to apologise. So today, when we heard that there was going to be a press conference held by the Senator, there was an expectation that we may hear an apology. But, Ros, in the end, it was anything but that. Very much a double down from the Senator, saying mass migration is a problem. It is something that needs to be talked about. She said it is the role of the opposition party to talk about it at great length. She said, in her words, she won't be silenced on mass migration. Take a listen to a little bit of what she had to say earlier.
I believe, as part of the coalition and the Liberal Party, should be turning our attention to ensuring that we're holding the Labor government to account on this particular issue, on the fact that there is pressure on our infrastructure, on our schooling, on our housing, and effectively on Australian families. You know, Australian families of all different backgrounds, whether they are permanent residents, whether they are citizens, and that is where the focus should be.
And what did the Senator have to say about opposition leader Sussan Ley, Steffi?
Well, these were quite remarkable comments, or lack thereof comments, Ros. To put this into context before we go to what she said, Senator Nampijinpa Price, she used to be in the Nationals Party, but she jumped ship to the Liberals after the federal election campaign to join on a leadership ballot, a leadership ticket with Angus Taylor. Of course, as we all know, opposition leader Sussan Ley became the leader. She was on another ticket with Ted O'Brien. So we already know that there is friction between the two, but this situation has seriously elevated it, and very quickly. Opposition leader Sussan Ley, in recent days, she's been meeting with members of the Indian community to try and close any divide that has been created. We don't believe that the two have spoken in recent days, and at today's press conference, Senator Nampijinpa Price was asked on several occasions whether she did have confidence in Sussan Ley, and to not say yes in a press conference, knowing that this will be publicised everywhere, is quite a remarkable decision to make.
Do you have confidence in Sussan Ley's leadership? Do you have confidence in her leadership?
Look, again, those matters are for our party room.
Do you have full confidence in her leadership?
Those matters are for our party room. My focus is to go forward and to ensure that we're doing the right thing by the Australian people, which is what we're elected to do.
Do you fully back her leadership?
That is what my concerns are about.
So, Ros, it will be quite interesting to see reaction from the Liberal Party given these senators' comments. Just more generally, though, as well, we know both behind the scenes and publicly a number of Liberals have said that last week was going well for them until these comments were made. It really hasn't helped the opposition in terms of the message they're trying to put out there at the moment.